Bienvenidos acompañantes, gracias por estar aquí, porque hoy vamos a hablar de un político afroamericano que defiende a los mexicanos sobre ataques políticos hacia ellos, diciéndoles todo tipo de barbaridades. Así que vamos a ello, pero antes os recuerdo que si os gusta este tipo de contenido podéis suscribiros a mi canal, que eso me ayudaría muchísimo, y que también podéis seguirme en mis otras redes sociales como Marcos Barbas, Tik Tok, Facebook e Instagram. En esta última os podéis poner en contacto directamente conmigo, saludarme, contarme a qué os gustaría vídeo reaccionar y esas cositas. Ahora sí, empezamos con el vídeo.
So the bill has hit Governor Abbott's desk and has been signed by Governor Abbott. Basically, the anti-sanctuary city bill has been passed and is now law. And what that bill says is that if local law enforcement or state police view a criminal activity afoot, they make a stop on that state crime, and then they can inquire into the status of an individual's residence. Are they a lawful U.S. citizen? Are they here with a green card? Are they a permanent resident alien? Or are they here illegally without documentation? And if they are here illegally without that documentation...
Sí, ha comentado lo de la ley antisantuario. Tengo entendido que es una ley que hay en beneficio de los inmigrantes o en ayuda a los inmigrantes. La mujer va a saco desde el primer momento, ¿eh?
Then the feds can get involved and then they can take it from there. I think this is a fantastic law. It is time to start enforcing the laws that are on the books instead of the state and local officials legislating from their own little tiny offices.
It's an awful law because it's nothing more than a legal way for law enforcement to racially profile Mexicans and Hispanics. This law was written into existence by Governor Abbott to specifically go after a said group of demographics here in the state of Texas. Secondly, it is awful that we want to call them illegal immigrants to the point to where if a cop does not do his job according to this law, he can be charged and arrested, and the cities can be given a $25,000 fine per day. Well, we'll put a cop in jail for not asking about his immigrant status, but we won't put cops in jail.
Esto es muy fuerte y esto es muy grave. Que un policía se tenga que poner en la tesitura de o atrapo a esta persona y la llevo a comisaría o yo estoy cometiendo una ilegalidad, me parece algo muy fuerte y muy agresivo. Sobre todo teniendo en cuenta si ese policía es inmigrante también y él ha conseguido los papeles de alguna manera, porque no olvidemos que hay mucha gente, latinoamericanos, que están trabajando en Estados Unidos desde hace muchos años, tienen familias, tienen hijos y todavía no tienen todos los papeles en regla. Pero a la economía de Estados Unidos, ahí están, ahí están, atribuyendo y trabajando.
For shooting and killing unarmed black people.
That's not true, and that's way too far of a step. Murder is against the law.
Yeah, but it's not against the law when you kill black people and you're a cop. See, the problem in America and this state is...
What about the Dallas case where that cop was just charged with murder?
Because there was video to show he was absolutely lying.
So you can't make these broad statements. It's just simply not true.
Often there's video, ma'am, where we are killed by cops and nobody...
Por suerte hay internet y eso lo hemos podido ver, y lo que está diciendo este hombre lo hemos podido observar en distintas redes sociales, gente que sube los vídeos.
Ever goes to jail. Ask Eric Garner's family that. Ask the family right there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Brother Alton Sterling's family.
But your
they're not getting justice. So video don't mean nothing for us. But let's get back to the immigrants. I would say to the Hispanic and Mexican community, what you got to do now, hook up with the black community and unite in political power, because if Mexicans and black people unite in Texas, we can control the governor, we can control the lieutenant governor, and we can control politics in Texas, period. I'm saying to the Latino brothers and sisters, don't fight them by yourself. If you hook up with black people and we unite, I'm telling you, we can run Texas and then pass laws to deal with those who hate us.
You're advocating...
¡Ojo! ¿Cómo se lo ha explicado? Me encanta lo que está comentando este hombre. Creo que es una buena idea. Que se unan todos para tener más fuerza, porque no olvidemos lo que es Estados Unidos y que son unos inmigrantes blancos, europeos, de donde yo procedo, los que fueron allí y se quedaron con todas sus tierras y con todo. Claro que muchos políticos piensan en echarlos como una manera de demostrar, de decir, ahora hemos llegado aquí nosotros y esto nos pertenece y los echamos, y están intentando hacerlo, aunque no creo que les convenga mucho por el tema económico.
For criminal activity, Quanell, these people are not here lawfully. They need to do what our ancestors did, what many Mexicans have done.
No, wait a minute.
Don't interrupt me.
Your ancestors came here illegally. Wasn't nothing legal about your ancestors.
Listen.
They came illegally and they murdered, they raped, they pillaged a whole race of people.
Te lo está explicando.
This country, Texas, Arizona, and California belonged to the Mexicans.
Quanell, get back
it was
to the
stole
point.
from them.
¡Ja! ¿No querías de esto? Pues toma, 2 tazas. Se están encendiendo los dos, ¿eh? El debate se está poniendo caliente, caliente. Si es que esas tierras no eran de ellos. No eran de los estadounidenses que viven hoy en día, que los que son la mayoría. No eran de ellos. Pero ellos están haciendo leyes para impedir que el pueblo latino, en este caso los mexicanos, porque hay muchos mexicanos en Texas, vuelva a tener población allí. Ahora, para trabajar... y para trabajar a destajo sí que os interesa, ¿eh?
You tell me to get back to the point. No, you're not being fair to me here. You say stay on topic. I say, okay, we'll stay on topic. And then as soon as we start talking about illegal immigration, you go back to the black issue. Let's stay on topic.
Your ancestors are the master illegal immigrants.
Give me the opportunity to respond in that, you know what, we're all...
Pero vamos a ver, ¿cómo que cambiar de tema? Esta señora está hablando de inmigrantes mexicanos, latinos, negros, que según ella tienen que ser reportados. Y este señor le está diciendo que ellos llegaron como inmigrantes. No hay razón lógica por donde agarrarse. No tienen cómo defenderse de querer echar a los mexicanos de Texas. Porque esa tierra era antes de ellos y se lo quitaron todo. No tiene ninguna lógica.
All Americans here, and if you are here legally, absolutely, then we need to come together and we need to pass good laws for enforcing the laws.
Well, perhaps the Native Americans should have passed laws against your ancestors.
Toma. Toma. ¿Cómo te has quedado? Y en vez de recuperar sus antepasados, quieren hacer lo contrario. Muy bien por este hombre.
So, Governor Greg Abbott wants to make sure that Houston, the city of Houston, is put under the same microscope as any city that isn't allowed legally to be the quote-unquote sanctuary city. And this is what we do here in the city of Houston. People come into the city of Houston illegally, they're allowed to stay. There is only so much that our law enforcement officers are willing to do, that the DEA is willing to do, that the border agents are willing to do. Why in the world don't we go after those that are here? Well, that's what Abbott wants to change, and I agree. And as soon as we make sure that in the state of Texas, if Houston keeps conducting itself the same way that San Antonio and other cities conduct themselves, then no money is coming to Houston from the state. We need to do that on a state level. We also need to do it on a federal level.
But Matt, my problem with this is...
¿Cómo que no llegará dinero? Pero si os estáis forrando con los inmigrantes aprovechándoos de ellos. ¿Cómo que no va a llegar dinero? ¿Qué queréis? ¿Que os pase como en Florida cuando se fueron todos y tuvieron que cerrar todas las tiendas y todo? Porque no había negocio. Venga, hombre, va.
Why are we so worried about getting rid of all of the Mexicans or Hispanics that are quote-unquote here, if they're illegal or not? At the end of the day, many of them are paying taxes. Many of them have been here for generations and decades.
Exacto.
And Matt, trying to get rid of 4 or 5 or 3 million people all at once is not going to work. We don't...
Ese señor está haciendo así, ¿no? Con la cabeza, pero no tiene ningún sentido porque es la pura realidad.
Don't have the resources
we don't have to do it all at once.
And secondly, Matt, listen, there is no such thing as an illegal Mexican immigrant coming into Texas because they're only coming home. Texas, Arizona, and California was stole from the Mexicans.
Don't start
this
that
all
nonsense.
belonged to them. So they're all...
Totalmente cierto, pero este señor, ¿qué está negando? ¿Qué está negando? Si él viene de Europa, él no estaba allí. Y los que quieren regresar a su hogar le cierran las puertas. Pero ¿quién se cree esta gente? ¿Quién se cree?
Only coming home, and then here it is, you white folks stole the land from the Indians, but yet you're the natural, real illegal immigrants.
So let's start with the things you said that are already wrong. First of all, they're coming here, they're not paying any taxes. You're telling me they're paying taxes? They're not paying taxes because nobody knows who the heck they are. No, they're not paying any taxes.
Matt, when they buy a product, they pay a tax on it.
Let's continue
When they buy a car, they pay a tax on it.
You come into this country illegally. That is a law that you're breaking, and that's why they have to be sent back to wherever they came from. They want to come through the front door. That is the correct way to come in. And the city of Houston has to stop allowing this, or we're never going to get them to stop coming in here. Look, that's what we got to do. Follow the law.
But Matt, where is the compassion that the indigenous Indians had for white people in this country?
What do you keep going back?
They let you all come in.
What are you going back?
And you came in and raised a whole lot of hell.
Don't start.
Trump
start
called
bringing up
Mexicans
history and trying to...
Pero si es que Estados Unidos y los inmigrantes no se mantiene. Esa soberanía que se gasta no tiene patas. No tiene patas. A ver, tú estás en tu casa, te la roban y años después quieres volver y el malo eres tú. El que tuvo que huir, al que echaron de su hogar. Ese es el malo. No. Yo lo tengo muy claro, ¿eh?
He called them criminals. Trump called the Mexicans illegal criminals coming into America. Well, the biggest illegal criminal ever coming to America was white people.
So you don't give a damn if people break into this country?
I don't give a damn.
I wonder what's going to happen when they come to rob your house.
I don't give a damn about hypocrites who came here illegally and stole all of this and now want to blame them before only coming back home. To all of the Mexicans, don't worry about this. Just keep having babies, and in 30 years, all these white folks will be under your control.
To Americans, let's stand up and do what the hell we're supposed to do and stop letting the city of Houston be an open door.
Me encanta porque el político afroamericano está súper sereno y cuando se pone firme, se pone bien firme. Y el otro, el periodista o presentador, está alterado y se pone nervioso. Es que no hay por dónde agarrarse.
This ain't no sanctuary city.
Don't listen to that.
This is a real city.
Just keep having babies, and at the end of the day, you'll run everything in Texas. Just keep having babies.
Now you understand why I got to come here every single week, and I gotta go after this man and maybe get through that thick skull one day.
In 20 years, you're gonna be the minority in Texas.
¿Cómo se ha quedado? ¿Cómo se ha quedado? Madre mía. Qué fuerza tiene este hombre para hablar. Qué bien comunica y cómo sabe controlar los tiempos para subir la intensidad y bajarla. Los descoloca totalmente. Compañeros, amigos, hasta aquí el vídeo de hoy. Me despido con un besazo. ¡Mua! Y nos vemos en el próximo vídeo. ¡Chao!